That was something else. G'day there, mates. My name is Mr. Magilla-Cutti. Welcome back once again to my channel. Today, we'll be continuing the story of Marvel's Midnight Suns. Now, first of all, apology for the length of the last video. That was on me. Either thought it was going to be long, but I didn't think that long. But then again, that was my own stupidity, not for not rescuing civils first. Well, what can you do? So, last episode, we pretty much took on Demon Venom, or rather the Fallen Venom. And thanks to Spidey's quick thinking, he just pretty much used a bunch of speakers together with the microphone and create one heck of a feedback. Anyway, we got what to do. Let's get started.
Well done driving off that monstrosity Venom before he took an even bigger chunk out of our dear friend Spider-Man. Thankfully, Dr. Strange is tending to him in the barracks.
Okay.
At some point, we should check up on him. Make our new guest feel welcome.
Will do. And we got some hangout events here. And looks like it's pretty much just Tony up for the night. Well, let's hang out with well, no, it's not just Tony. Got Ghost Rider. Well, let's go see what it feels like to be normal again. Living room's this way.
What's good?
I say... let's try reading by the fire.
Hunter, you need a hobby.
What? Like this?
No, something you can do by yourself during the bleak moments.
What is your hobby?
I paint nails.
Your hobby is painting your nails?
No, nails. For building things, I paint pictures on the heads of silver nails.
How?
Very fine brushes, steady hands, and a jeweler's loupe to magnify the nail head.
I would like to see your collection.
Oh, no, I don't keep them.
Why not?
I drive them into my enemies. Demons react poorly to silver nails. Hunter, you have excellent taste.
Thanks. So she loved the activity. That's good to know. I guess she's not really one for the exciting things.
You've been doing well out there, kiddo. And you're making an impression on your teammates. Make sure you let them know how you feel about their efforts, too. They'll appreciate a kind word from the legendary Hunter.
Oh, don't worry about that. We'll be doing that so often. Just, not to the same person every time. And with that, I say we hit the sack. Alright, my room. This way. There you go.
You have not set anything on fire today, have you?
I so basically would. She's a good girl. Ooh, thanks for the key. Let's go open the chest, shall we? Oh wait, that one's already open. Chest. Back this way. And what do we have? Okay. Sleepy. I say in the morning we'll just start looking around the Abbey. No, mission's just yeah. Post. Here we are. So, what's up with caretaker? I just passed her in the kitchen and she was chopping carrots like they were a pack of Molinoids. Don't look at me. I've been working on the hell ride all day. I was working out. My frustration on a new kind of hell, on some kind of new of hellhound. Who did what to who now? Hold on, Eric. Magic? You didn't ask her about Wanda again, did you? I asked. She deflected. I asked again. She murdered Karis. I thought we'd talk about this. You talked. I acted. Wanda belongs here. We must return. We must not turn her away. What happened to Agatha was not her fault. No one's to blame here. Believe me, I know. This is going to take time, not hellfire, to make right. Okay. Hey everybody, be sure to welcome your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man to the Midnight Suns. For real, go say hi if you haven't already. He took a big risk for us and got tossed around by some creepy pudding monster. Maybe later. You know I'm on Super Link, right? Yes, we should say these things to your face. Don't mind him. Welcome to the Abbey, Spider-Man. Thanks. I'll try to stay out of your way. Like for all of you, I think three-dimensionally. But there are so many more. This world isn't ready for a Spider-Man who swings between dimensions. You'll be surprised. I think that's just a reference to No Way Home. Alright, so we can talk to Carol, and it's like Blade wants to.
Spider-Man would probably appreciate it if you looked in on him. I think he's quite impressed by you.
I think we'll do that, but first let's check on the others, shall we?
I just cannot get into American authors. We are not besties yet, but we are getting there.
Glad to hear.
Hey, can I ask a favor?
Okay, Blade is reading a particularly dry book on demonology. He asks your opinion on where to focus your study. There are many belts onto the belongs of insight. But down the book, it's better to focus yourself. Find your weakness and erase them. Okay, so both are pretty much the same. So we can either get focus, which starts the battle first. Well, rather rare combat bonus for him. Or we can go with marksman, apply vulnerability enemy at the start of the mission. I say we go with this one here.
Thanks, Hunter. Maybe you should see how Spider-Kid is doing. He'd probably like that.
Of course, Carol. I'll run the data immediately.
Run? Bruce, you told me you were on it for days.
I meant process my findings. This coil of yours is no simple substance. There's no one-click option.
I get it. Just get back to me as soon as you can.
You'll be the first I call.
Something amiss, Captain?
Nope, nothing. Just Bruce being Bruce. More importantly, really glad we got Spider-Man back, Hunter. Not sure if you've noticed it, but these end-of-days scenarios really tend to put a damper on morale. It's nice to get a solid win, you know?
Yeah.
Do you think Banner is up for the challenge?
He's an Avenger. He's up for anything.
Oh.
Between evil gamma serums, demon mothers, everything going on with him and the big guy, I'd say he's been holding up pretty well. Hell, he's been holding up better than me. Just need to focus on the work and clear my head. Which reminds me, there's a certain special Hydra mad scientist out there whose face is just begging for a smacking. And these gamma signatures of his don't seem to want to analyze themselves. Talk to you later.
Alright. Yeah, I should be more careful with what I say. Alright, let's look on Spidey and then we'll have a look around the Abbey.
What? You want to know who am I? Who am I? I am the web-slinging arachnid of justice. I am the fearsome spider who just ruined your day. Wait. Who owns the night. I am the eight-legged bringer of justice. I am Spider-Man!
Yeah, he's doing fine. Hey, Spidey.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Oh, hey, Hunter. Didn't see you there. Everything's fine. This is completely normal. All the top heroes do it, I'm sure.
Do what?
Practice their hero voice. In my case, my spider voice. I figured if I was going to be teaming up with this group, I ought to up my game. Sound more, I don't know, scary, I guess.
How about you just be yourself?
I do not think you need to change a thing, including your voice.
Easy for you to say. You ooze demon hunter coolness. I'm just some guy in some spider-themed tights.
It was not I who drove off the venom creature. You are a powerful demon hunter in your own right.
You really think so?
Mm-hmm.
I know so. I actually came here to thank you.
Thank me? For what? And by the way, does this thanks also involve pizza? I have to say battling Eddie always works up the appetite.
If I were to acquire this pizza, who would I give it to? Your identity remains a mystery to us all.
Oh, you want to meet the Spider-Man beneath the mask? Sorry, that's a no-go. My true identity is a closely guarded secret. Not even MJ or Aunt May know for... Wait... I see what you're doing there. Sorry, Hunter, the mask's gotta stay on. I hope that's not gonna make things weird between us.
The Abbey is a place of many secrets. Your identity is safe within these walls.
It's not the walls here I'm worried about. It's out there in the real world where the people I love are.
No mask can hide you or them from Lilith. Her gaze can pierce your very soul.
Yeesh. Reminds me of my best friend's dad. And that was before he became a flying goblin.
Oh, yeah.
I know this is not easy for you, Spider-Man. The people here are very different from one another. They do not always see eye to eye. But one thing I can say in truth is that I trust them with my very lives.
Wait, did you just say lives, as in plural?
It's a long
Yes.
story.
I am really gonna enjoy getting to know you, Hunter.
And we would enjoy getting to know you. The real you.
Listen, let me think it over, alright? It's a big decision. Gotta meditate on it. Check my horoscope, roll it around in my head, and maybe we'll talk soon. Cool? Cool.
Oh.
I really need to think this over.
Well, let's just hope you do decide to take the mask off, Peter. Yeah, we know his name is Peter Parker. Alright, so Spider-Man's joined the group. Yeah, so we have to continue the story a bit to unlock. So if we got the Demon Spider. Oh, Christ. Oh yeah, the symbiote suit. Forgot about that one. That was when the... Because apparently, if you don't know the story behind that, how Eddie got his symbiote powers is basically... And I'm not 100% sure if this is the true one or not, but in the first Spider-Man movie, basically Peter was the one infected, well, his suit was covered with symbiote. And pretty much worked on his negative side of things, but after trying to remove it, it went to Eddie. And that's why Eddie has the sort of similar outfit. And I'm not really much of a comic geek, but I just know some of the stuff I already know. We've got a form to go to. And yeah, like I said, we'll be looking around because we still need to find those ingredients for the next club. Let's see, Way of the Fang.
Alright, let's get started, Dr. Spooky.
Okay, so we can actually spend moves to knock back enemies into... I wish we had that. Analyze.
Got more coil for me?
Yep.
Let's see what you got here. You're welcome, Hunter.
Let's see what we got. Oh, charge. Ooh. Wait, if the target has block. Oh, jeez. Look. Oh, that says. This will definitely be helpful. And the forceful knockback, yeah. Sorry.
Shh. Tony is working.
Tony needs to calm down.
Until next time.
We post on Superlink. I think these other ones already, yeah. Yeah, we already done those ones. Wait, what's this? Mystery Iron Ball invades Canada. A massive cluster of like resembling an iron ball washed up the shores of the British Columbia, or British Columbia, sorry. The never seen before life forms, measured 6 feet in diameter, was sent to a lab for further testing. They're missing a point, which is where's a giant eyeball? There's a giant thing missing a giant eyeball. You're not wrong. Can you sell a bet? Depends. You can think you're related to the Rasputin. And which one is that? Freaky Eye, 70 hairs, possibly not boot with the Chazar. That's royalty. You think I come from royalty? No, she thinks you're descended from a freaky wizard. So, are you? Not every Russian with the name Rasputin comes from that Rasputin. Damn it. See? But my grandfather was one of a few who did. Call this payout. Fine. Nico, you win. I'll buy you what you wanted. And who wants TV series and box sets anymore? No, wait, sorry. Fine. Nico, you win. I'll buy what you want. But who wants TV series and box sets anymore? Pack rats who don't trust stream services to work out the rights. So true. Oh god. Yeah, I know people out there who would actually still buy the boxes over the TV series because streaming services in certain countries won't happen. And you don't, and with so many streaming services out there, yeah. Okay, I already seen that one. Alright, yeah, I think I'll save the training there for later. But for now, just back to the Superlings. We need 10 mushrooms, 10 wolfbane, and 15 skill essences. Well, we got the skill essences, but the mushrooms and the wolfbane, I don't know yet. Oh yeah, we already got the mushrooms. Just need the, wait, no, what's 15 or 10? 10, yeah, so we just need wolfbane. Let's have a look around then. And who knows, maybe we'll find some of those totems or whatever. No way, it's too bad we don't have a way to actually scan for items. So let's look at every nook and cranny we can.
Jeremiah Kane, another host of the Spirit of Vengeance. I wonder if he was as conflicted as Robbie is about being a ghostwriter.
Okay, so it looks like we haven't done a small quest there about the original Midnight Suns. And yeah, he did say he worked with someone who had a Spirit of Vengeance within him. Another Haven? That's right, Haven. Scenic Trail. And what's this over here? No, I can't read those runes, that's for sure. And I responded in Wolfbane. Nope. Witch Hazel. So yeah, it looks like I need to keep an eye open for like small sparkles near an item. Witch Hazel. Let's check it out here. Okay. Nice. More pages. My favorite days are those with Angela. She even talks more than Sarah sometimes, but it doesn't feel like a drawing lecture. She's always smiling, and her face lights up when she tells me about all of the plants, trees, and mushrooms that we come across. I never thought I'd find myself excited to share the healing properties of moonflowers or dryad saddles. Agatha tells me that one day, knowing these things will come in handy, but for now, it's just fun to learn. I said I'm sorry so many times today. I might as well say it here too. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened out there. Agatha and I trained at her altar all the time, but something was different. Somehow, this time, I lost control. Agatha could have been hurt, and it would have been my fault. Damn, I need to figure this stuff out. Caretaker isn't looking at me the same. Agatha makes it look so easy, but I just make everything harder. We'll find a way to draw the elemental energy back to the altar. And we'll try again. We always do. P.S. Somehow I dropped the cauldron too. I wasn't even in the library today. So we've got WANDAS journal entries as well. A lot of stuff to look for, I will admit. I thought there was something over here, but nope. You never know when we need this stuff. And nothing here, but it looks like we're gonna need another one of those runes. And here too. Hey. Hello. The Wheel of Fortune. Domino knows the way in which the wheel will turn and shows the answer in the playing cards she displays. This card represents luck and good fortune along with opportunity in the future. That reminds me, there was one back at the house too, so I need to head back there to grab that. I completely forgot about that. Wait, is Wolfbane. Nice, so that's 3, 4, 5. What's this? Victims of the Witch Trials. A vessel created by witches to honor the innocent. And there's 6 of these out there. Is it alright for us to take these? Alright, back to the house. This is a strange training. Okay, back inside. It's down at the very back here. Here it is. Strength. Electrical energy erupts around 4 as he wields Mjolnir. This card represents great courage and taking control of one's destiny. Ah, Jesus. Oh, the fire rod!
An elemental rod. I should take this back to the altar.
Amber swirl in this cloudy crystal, almost too hot to touch. The surface glows like liquid fire. Glyphs of smoke resolve and vanish around the core of obsidian glass. Okay, so once we find the other two, we'll return them to the altar. Anything else in here? Alright, back to our hunt. Let's check down this path here, but I think that's just the... Yeah, back to the little grotto we had here. Can't go too far down the path. Yeah, that's as far as we're going. And they didn't even give us an option to jump. Another piece of artwork. A lot of stuff to look around for. By the way, how much of Wolfsbane was that again? I think it was 5 that we got. Yep, 5. So 5 more to go. More mushrooms. Hello? What's this? Hello? Is this a storage place for stock stuff? Well, there's an old muscle car in here, then yeah, I would say so. Because Tony used to love working on cars. I think that was Johnny Blaze's circus poster. Well, he wasn't in the circus, he was a stuntman with his father. Until everything changed. I don't remember if I mentioned the bit why he stole his soul. It was to save his father, but the reason was because it was to cure his father of his cancer. Because the guy was quite a heavy smoker. And wasn't getting any better. Now, I don't remember if I heard this, but it was 2 separate things. Well, yes, he stole his soul to save his father's life, but in the end it was tricked. But Johnny himself mentioned somewhere, I can't remember where, that doing so he was just being selfish. But yeah, I can get wanting to save your father, but he said he did it because he was just being selfish and didn't want him to die. Like, I'm not even sure how to react to that. I mean, I want to do everything we can to protect my dad, but I don't know. The sun. Johnny Storm leaps into the sky and blazes bright, showcasing his exponential power within extreme control. This card represents the abundance of energy as well as optimism and joy. Yeah, that's pretty much I think Johnny Storm, like from the Fantastic Four. If I remember that right. He was, and also known as the Human Torch. Another team in the Marvel Universe. Gotta admit, Stan Lee was quite the creative fella. He shall be missed. Shall be missed. Another one. Temperance. Cloak pours from his goblet into daggers, allowing the power between them to retain balance. This card represents harmony and creating something new through combination. I wonder who that was meant to represent. Because we know we've seen different characters take up those cards. Use the send. Right, we didn't fully explore here yet. Where can we find some more Wolfsbane? I probably should have had a look for them before I headed out on a mission. foraging quarterly. Epic, full of tips and tricks. The quarterly is a must-have for any foraging enthusiast. Delivery fees apply. So we got the strength tonic and common gift recipe. Oh yeah, I forgot we can use gifts to basically boost our friendships with the other teammates. An unknown grave.
I was always drawn to this place as a child, but somehow I had almost forgotten about it. Intriguing.
Doll for my father. I spent extra time on this one. Was
This rubble looks loose.
Yeah, but I don't think we can do anything about it. At least not at the moment. The sunny overlook. Another page. Agatha always makes me laugh. My aunt is so serious. Always. Sometimes I catch her smiling like a little girl, but only when she's with Agatha. With me, she's just serious. The way she looks at me sometimes. I don't think she knows that I see it, but I do. She's afraid. She's afraid that I'm going to be just like my mother. Hunter really didn't have the best life growing up. Sorry for him. Well, we got some more Wolfsbane. Alright, what's up here? Got a cave here, but let's go over here first. What's this about? This doll never had to leave its family behind. I think that's why I made it.
Was I ever really this innocent? Maybe before I started my training.
Possibly. Possibly. I think Hunter just wanted to have a honest to goodness family. Hold on a sec, guys, I need to plug my charger in. If I can just find. There we are. Notes on head magic. One of the few works on head magic that treats the subject with respect. Attack essence and honor charm. Today, with the help of my loyal followers, we continue work of Hiram Shaw. I continue to work on the foundation of this house of worship. I knew I was called here to this spot for a reason, and praise be, I have found that reason. This page I have unearthed is no ordinary parchment, but whispers to me, calling me to extend my influence and share these words with the people of this village. When he calls, I will listen, for I am his feeble servant. The page whispers me, and I weep with joy. It is the most clear example of his hand that I have witnessed. I'm sure. Who is that? Nothing down there.
This is which sign?
The glyph scrawled on bone chalk. Its meaning is known to the witch who wrote it.
Perhaps a witch from the Salem Coven made this.
I think so. So it wasn't one of the crazy ones who gave the rest of them bad names. And the door we can open.
Oster smiles upon me.
Stone Terrans. More Wolfsbane. So much to explore around here. I know the place was big, but damn, And there's still another building over here. And was this inside the cave where we saw Tony's stuff? I think so. I think we got more than enough Wolfsbane. Another page. This journal. Sometimes I wake, still caught up in my dreams. I'm running but seemingly going nowhere. The dream seems to go on and on. It is dark and freezing, and I'm trying to hide and make myself small as possible to not be seen or heard. Sometimes there are strange voices screaming from far away, and I'm on my feet again running. I'm never fast enough. It feels like these dreams are distant memories, or maybe something yet to come. But when I shake away to sleep, I'm safe and warm. Agatha and Sarah are here. Everything feels okay. Another one. I really need to keep my eyes open for these.
My old fort. Caretaker was furious when she found I had built this. I wonder what she was really afraid of.
Wait, what's that? This doll was for my mother, before things changed.
I never got the chance to truly know my mother. Only the monster she became.
Tale sounds like a sad one. And again.
Standing stones. There is powerful magic at work here.
Yeah, but sadly we can't do anything about it without the calm. Hello. Alright, so next episode we will be looking more into that down there, but for now we'll just keep exploring around here a little bit more. I've got about 3 minutes, so I say we actually go back and put those dolls on the grave. I think we only need the 2 of them. Here we are.
Fascinating.
Wait. Is there no quest menu? Okay then, so it looks like we can't do anything with that. Hey, damn it. Alright, so... Whoa! How did I miss this? At least we now know where red chest is. Oh,
Caretaker hardly spoke of him, but I like to imagine my father was a great hero whose spirit protected these woods.
Looks like I missed a few areas. Okay, so it will lead me that way. I'm gonna go back to Stone Terrace and keep looking around here. But looking at the time now, I think I'm gonna have to call that for today's episode. I know it was just pretty boring at the moment, but I still wanted just to look around and pretty much explore the area. Another one.
Curious.
The people stayed in the line up outside, drooling at the chance to be part of the I can't speak tonight. Congregation, that's right. I cannot be more pleased with how many seek out the truth within these walls. But the gardens are tall, and the power within this page. I will set them free. I am the one that has been chosen, and I praise Chaldon, for the one for granting me this blessing, this power. Yet, when there is light, there is also those who oppose it. A coven of witches stalk around us, deceiving my flock, and sowing the seeds of distrust. They will be slaughtered. Okay, what? That's the enemy. Sounds like a cult to me. Alright, so yeah, that's gonna be it for today's episode. Whew, we went quite all out today. Even though we didn't do much. Not a treat. When you have so much time before little shallow falls upon this ground. Till then, I must continue to train. I must continue to become who I am destined to be. I am the hunter. I will hunt. Yikes. That's grim. Another one of these stones. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot of backtracking here to find everything and anything. High Priestess Jean Grey stands powerfully and summons flame from her palms, holding her stance and waiting for the next move. This card represents instincts and wisdom with a hint of mystery. I don't know what's up that way, but I think we're going to need to repair it to know. Okay, so we'll sum us up here. Next episode, we'll be looking at that door and taking on the next challenge there. If we're high enough, that is. So for now, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, please remember to hit that like button. Also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and show support for the channel. I would very much appreciate that. And when that being said, I've got to trot off. I'm going to get the old boys dinner. I hasn't done it already. But anyway, thank you all again, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves and drive safely out there, people. Bye-bye, take care. Have a good time. And again, sorry for the long recordings today. I couldn't help it. Anyway, bye.